And the stakes for the Royal Rumble have just risen a whole heck of a lot. The brash and brazen Sean's View Entertainment. Dean Ambrose injures his arm on Monday Night Raw. Is it part of a storyline, or is it part of something much more significant? Or is Dean Ambrose so good at selling in what he does that this is leading to a heel turn? Ladies and gentlemen, Bayley even talks about how she was more over than she was in turning heel. Triple H on Hideo Itami's WWE debut. There's been a lot happening since the controversy at the Clash when Daniel Bryan fast counted down the shoulders of Nakamura and Randy Orton. That huge women's match set for the Royal Rumble where women from NXT potentially. Trish Stratus wants to be involved. She wants to throw her name in the hat. And what about, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that for the first time ever, Stephanie McMahon came down that aisle and announced on Raw that there will be an all-women's Royal Rumble. Now, if I'm going by my calculations, I think there's about 15 to 20 women when you count SmackDown Live, when you count Monday Night Raw, and you count NXT, and especially if you have a couple of returns like a Lita or a Trish Stratus, or maybe, who knows who else could throw their hat in the name. And, Stephanie McMahon made one hell of an announcement. It almost sounded like it was more about her, and, all the spotlight was on her. But no, the women do deserve their time. They do deserve the spotlight. But what about Dean Ambrose? It's almost as if there has been a kink in the armor ever since the Shield got back together. And you know what? Dean Ambrose, to me, they call him the lunatic fringe, and they talk about how he is crazy. He's definitely not doing what Brian Pillman did, but... And it's not Dean Ambrose's fault. And, Dean Ambrose either got legitimately injured last night or it's a storyline injury leading to a heel turn. Now, ever since the Shield got together, it has been nothing but bad luck. It's been nothing but horribleness. First Roman Reigns gets sick. Roman Reigns is out for, a few weeks, several weeks. And now Dean Ambrose potentially has an arm injury. Listen, I don't want to see anyone injured. But Dean Ambrose, they push him as the lunatic fringe. They push him as this unpredictable character. But what Dean Ambrose is to me is Dean Ambrose is the lunatic fringe on Xanax. He's very dulled down. He's very calmed down. He's very mellowed out. It's Dean Ambrose, the lunatic fringe on Xanax. Now, if you go back to the days of CZW, and you go back to when he was actually a lunatic, and he was crazy, and he was doing these insane antics, but, ladies and gentlemen, I hope it's a storyline injury, and if it is leading to a heel turn, well, then all the more power to Dean Ambrose for that. But Dean Ambrose didn't have a lot of play at Raw last night, and seeing that the brash and the brazen Sean's View Entertainment will not be overtaken, saw Raw, felt Raw, knew Raw, and I was like, oh, something's wrong, something's not right here. And I don't even know if that match went down the way it was supposed to go down. I don't know if there was going to be, something more to the script. Maybe there was going to be something added on. And ladies and gentlemen, Braun Strowman wrestles after Raw. He defeats Kane in a match that lasted all but 5 minutes. WWE, as we all know, announced John Cena's return for Christmas Raw next week, and we all know the rumors and the speculation that the fact that John Cena could potentially be challenging Roman Reigns, who, conspicuous by his absence, was not at Raw last night, probably taking some time off. Enzo Amore's next challenger was also confirmed last night on Monday Night Raw. A big WWE Universal Championship match was confirmed. Brock Lesnar will defend against Braun Strowman and Kane in a blockbuster triple threat match with high stakes in Philadelphia. But ladies and gentlemen, Brock Lesnar last night on Monday Night Raw brought the pain to Braun Strowman and Kane. And even that little slip up, that little mishap with Kane and Lesnar didn't take away from the segment. I just wish they would have utilized Brock Lesnar a little bit more throughout the show, but instead we get Brock Lesnar for a whole 5 minutes, and that is the end. You pay Brock Lesnar all this money, you give Brock Lesnar all this and that, and you only use him one time during 3 hours. No backstage interview, no promo, no nothing. Just come out, have him come out, give an F5 to Kane, and that's the end of Brock Lesnar for the night. Monday Night Raw was a good show, I'll admit. Monday Night Raw was a pretty damn good show, in my opinion. And there was already matches set for Raw. WWE was setting the table for Monday Night Raw. So, that's always a good thing. And so, we had a big WWE Universal title match. The SmackDown Live has to follow up on controversy at the Clash when Daniel Bryan fast counted down the shoulders of Randy Orton. You got a huge women's match set for the Royal Rumble. You got to wonder, will the women's title be on the line in the Royal Rumble, or will there be a separate match for that? The women are taking center stage. I mean, the women are taking over. The women are capitalizing and having all the same opportunities as the male counterpart, and I have no problem with that. I mean, hopefully the woman can steal the show. Now, the women's Money in the Bank, they've made history with Hell in a Cell. They've made history all around, and that's a good thing. I mean, positive vibe to the ladies. I just hope that they can pull this thing off, and like I said, if we can get some returns out of it, that would also be cool and invigorating and intriguing. Obviously, Triple H is a huge fan of Hideo Itami. We saw the Revival. They returned on Raw last night in tag team action, getting huge victory. They looked pretty damn good. The Revival are back together. So viewers and subscribers, WWE is starting to, roll the ball. I mean, WWE last night, they could have, sat back and been lackluster, but we saw returns, we saw exchanges, we saw build-up. We saw anticipation. We saw expectations. We saw injuries. Is Dean Ambrose really injured? That's the thing about Dean Ambrose. He's so good at what he does. He's so good at, being in that ring. And we know Sheamus is also being protected in multi-man tag team matches, whether it be a tag team match or a 6-man tag. So the WWE is doing a good thing there. Remember to share, subscribe, and smash that bell. And leave your comments for around-the-clock rumors, news, and headlines of WWE. The latest developments, the latest trends, the latest changes, the latest updates, the latest WWE news right here on Sean's View Entertainment, where I always will live to keep it prolific, consistent, and dedicated. And as we also last night, ladies and gentlemen, the WWE NXT superstar made a main roster debut on Raw. Like I said, there was some surprises last night, and the biggest surprise was Stephanie McMahon making that huge announcement. Now, I'll admit, I thought it was going to have something to do with something else. I didn't think Stephanie McMahon was going to come out and announce the women. But when the women were, once again, the main event on Monday Night Raw, and the match obviously wasn't all that long, I just didn't like the fact that at the end, this kind of kills it a little bit. Just a little bit, just a tad, where they're all hugging, and they're all smiling, and they're all shaking hands. And, I mean, after they just had a match, I mean, yeah, I know it's mostly with Stephanie McMahon and the heels and the faces, but I guess it was in the moment, it was something historic, it was something monumental, it's something that's, well, quite frankly, never been done before, so I can almost see where the WWE was coming with that. But viewers and subscribers, your comments and your opinions, and are you looking forward to the first ever all-women's Royal Rumble? Who should win it? Should the title be on the line? What about the triple threat match? What about the controversy at the Clash? What about Hideo Itami? What about the Revival? What about Dean Ambrose's injury? As you can see, this was a fully loaded, jam-packed episode of Rumors, News, and Headlines on the return after 72 hours away. Sean's View Entertainment is here, and you wouldn't have it any other way, because we're going to go the brash way. What's that? I said the brash way, and if you don't like that, well, then you know what? The show goes on. The show will continue, because I will be the one that throws all you out the window that don't like the brash Sean's View Entertainment. And we're not talking about the Royal Rumble. We're talking about the expectations of what is about to take place and what is about to transpire right in front of our very face. The Royal Rumble. 30 men. Now, perhaps 20 to 30 women competing for the prize of a lifetime. The prize to headline and be one of the showcasing events at WrestleMania. Share and subscribe, share, comment, smash that bell, refresh my YouTube channel. More to come from the brash one.